Hello ladies and gentlemen, today is the 31st of January and it is Brexit Day. Well, I say Brexit Day, theoretically speaking, it's not Brexit Day, but it's officially the day that we're leaving the European Union. So I'm not going to use this video as an opportunity to talk about political comment or anything really heavy like that. If you're a Remainer, a Leaver, do you know what, I don't really care, and it really actually doesn't make a huge amount of difference, to be honest with you, because a process is in place, a democratic vote has been given, and here we are, 31st of January. So I thought, let's get a bit topical for a change, and let's do something Brexit related. So, do you know, I sat and thought about this and what to say about it, and then I came up with a load of things in my head, and actually now I'm walking around, I'm slightly going to change that a little bit, because in actual fact, I think the biggest underlying thing here I want to say is the fact that nothing actually really changes. You know, you can talk to your blue in the face, particularly here in the UK, about, you know, successive governments having done X, Y and Z, and when you look at it, you know, as a country, we're not in the best of shapes. We've got record amounts of kids on the poverty line. We've got HS2, the high-speed link, with billions poured into that, and for what? We've got record numbers of homeless people. We've got a poorly funded NHS. We've got a lot of things that are wrong. But to blame everything on Brexit, of course, would be unreasonable. So, as a creative person, as a business owner, as somebody who has something and wants to sell it to somebody else, what do you do to combat that? Well, if you think you're suffering because of Brexit, actually, are you really? I mean, we have lots and lots of different economic factors that can determine what goes on in the world, and of which Brexit is just one of those. Now, I was talking to somebody on Twitter a couple of days ago, and he was saying about galleries. Now, if you're using a gallery or have had experience with galleries, or you've maybe been with a gallery and that gallery is now gone, and there are some frightening statistics with galleries in the UK that have disappeared, certainly in the last couple of years. In actual fact, what he did was point out, thank you Derek Austin, that with many galleries, actually, a lot of the problem is that they just haven't caught up with what's going on in the world with the internet. Think about how we're all connected, and we're all very, very connected these days, aren't we? I mean, when you think about, you know, we can reach any country with things like courier networks, with Skype, with WhatsApp, with all these kinds of mediums, email. I mean, there's literally no one we can't talk to these days. And you look at Elon Musk with what he's doing, with putting all his desire to put 30,000 satellites in the sky and connect the entire globe with super fast internet. There is no reason why we all can't be connected and why we all can't reach our global audience, and that's the whole point. So, galleries disappearing, there's just one thing I want to mention. Is that because of Brexit? I don't really think it is. I don't think the bricks and mortar galleries were quick enough to react to what other artists are doing online and to how the market is changing. So of course that leads us then into the Brexit thing, which we've just been talking about. So how has Brexit affected us here in the UK as creative people? Well, you know, I won't talk about our situation. Obviously there is an impact within the UK, and there is an impact simply because, in my opinion, I think the media have been fueling much of this for us. They've got to sell subscriptions to online services, they've got to sell newspapers, and the media do create this sensationalist frenzy all the time. But in actual fact, when you strip everything down, what has actually changed? We're still working, we're still here, we're adapting, we're changing. You know, both Adi and I are literally scratching our heads every day and think, right, if something isn't happening, or if our domestic market isn't as strong as it was for whatever reason, then we look at changing things and move forward. So this is the key takeaway. On Brexit Day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are on the planet, the key thing is that you must always be fluid, you must always be moving, keep changing your parameters, keep asking questions, keep modifying your ideas, keep thinking, where can I go to? Where will my market be? Where are the people that really engage with what I do? Where are they going to be? Where are they hiding? If they're not spending money, well then there's a reason for it. But you know, it's like we've always said, money never kind of disappears, it just shifts from one place to another. So the important thing is if you are running a business, especially a creative business, that we need to chase that down and find out who's got it. All right? So we've been looking at things like overseas markets, diversifying, or taking art into different areas. What can I do with X, Y, Z, and how can I put that into different avenues? Diversifying, trying new things, looking at different territories overseas. You know, we haven't done things like trade organisations and going to the DTI and asking about export advice and accessing new markets and that kind of thing. So, you know, just because we've got this thing called Brexit, I'm going to underline again that actually when you sit down, apart from here in the UK, you know, our cost of living is increasing considerably and there are a lot of things that are broken that need fixing, and I don't know which jokers get into government seem to want to try and pledge to fix it, but none of them seem able to do it. Let the career politicians do what they've got to do, but we as individuals can look after the things that we need to look after. So on this day, I think that whilst there'll be a load of people who want to chuck themselves off a tall building and a load of people who are going to go out into the streets and celebrate, the actual fact is that depending on however you want to react to Brexit, the bottom line is this: nothing's really going to change this year so far. We've got a transitionary period. I hope that the UK doesn't look like a complete ass when it's presented to the world, but the main thing is for anybody outside the UK looking at Brexit or watching this, we're still open for business. Nothing's changed. We are open for business. We're trading. Nothing changes. So what was the point of the video? Well, you know, I wanted to talk about it because there's such a lot of talk going on, and I'm not sure that many creative people are actually talking about it. Don't know, maybe I'm wrong. You could leave me a comment, that's fine. But let's, for this video, not let the politics get kind of in the way, if that makes any sense. It's business as normal. Everything's okay. Key takeaway is that if you are or not performing how you want to, then look at the potential for changing that. Change is good. You've got to keep fluid, got to keep moving. That's the message. Hope that works. Anyway, that's my little rant over. So if you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, pop me a comment in. How do you see Brexit? Is it affecting you? Is it a positive thing, a negative thing? Be really keen to hear your thoughts. These are mine. Don't forget to give us a subscribe. Two videos coming out a week, one every Friday, like this one, and don't forget the live streams every Wednesday. That's it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video.